welcome to Monuments to Guilt. So this is... Oh. Okay, that's what the viewfinder means. So this is sort of an interactive museum. It runs like ass. I think it's using UE5, or Unreal Engine, that's why. So it is, from what I understand, a interactive museum type thing exploring exclusionary design in city planning. So for those of you who don't know, exclusionary design is essentially, how do I say it? I think crouch? Okay, that feels pointless. It is... I can't move. Oh, there we go, now I can move again. Okay, sorry. So exclusionary design is basically... Actually, it's easy to show you. It's this. Network rail. Trains, stations, and bus stops are traditionally intended as a temporary shelter for travelers. Therefore, monuments in and around public transport favor function over form and can be quite aggressively othering. As larger train stations have become closer to that of shopping centers, the monuments themselves are made softer to the eye of the consumer class. So, essentially, it's making these chairs, or this bench, into separate chairs. So, exclusionary design is, this would, in most other instances, be a simple, long bench. But instead, they've added in these annoying, goddamn armrests that serve no function, that nobody uses because nobody wants to be sharing elbows with a stranger. The reason things like this exist is, and it's really shitty and it is actually true, it is to push the homeless and those who would sleep out in public to other places. Typically, you'd see them under bridges, but they've also got exclusionary design under those as well to prevent that. It is, in essence, a way to hide homeless people from the public to make it look better. Transport for London bus stop. You could spend every day of your commute never questioning why this monument that sits beneath the well-lit shelter of a bus stop is thin and slanted. You're only ever there for a few minutes anyway. Exactly. Can't really see it here. But yeah, it's super thin and slanted so that if you try to sleep on it, it's really uncomfortable. There's actually one there's a good example at a train station near where I live. What is that? It's just a PNG of a can. Brown Heart Gardens. The push for more greenery in cities has opened up new ways to split the bench into segments similar to armrests to the preferred pedestrian. It almost looks considerate. Yeah, it's a way to hide very aggressive, what's it called? Exclusionary design. So, sorry, what I was saying, there is an example of this at a train station near where I live, where instead of actually having, please do not touch. So instead of actually having chairs, what they have instead is they have these poles that then, so think of like two poles that go up, and then there's one pole that rests across it, and then there's another pole that curves back a bit from behind that curves up, and then there's another pole going across that. So it's sort of like a chair, like a slanted bar chair, but it's so uncomfortable to sit on. Collignon Architektur. Berliner Werk. I can't read that. Underground station. Rotes Rathaus, Berlin. Yeah, so these, the way they've been made is you say rest your head on there, you put your back on there, you put your head there, your back's there, your butt is in that crack there, and then your legs are in there and your feet are in there. It's super uncomfortable. You can't sleep on that. You could try to sleep on like this back section here, but then you're half falling off and bumping into these. It becomes impossible to sleep on. This is perfect. So think of this pipe, and then there's another pipe just above it, but behind it as well, that just goes all the way across. Very thin, and so you're pretty much standing up. And it is disgusting. I hate it. What? Protecting exterior walls of the privately owned Land of Services Farm, PwC, from loitering. This is less of a bench and more of an ethically palatable redesign of what are effectively human-sized pigeon spikes. Oh, I didn't know that. That makes sense, because instead of having something to sit on or something to get you to not be there, just put a giant old marble there that you can't sit on or do anything with that is super uncomfortable. Park your backside. Yeah, on stone, how comfortable. Monument 2419. ID created website shows example of it in use in Singapore, US, and Italy, but exact locations cannot be confirmed. One of our variations of the location laid out would be a great circle. Oh my god, what the hell is this? Oh, that's disgusting. What is the point of this? What? Okay, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This has no point. You're just cutting off this part of the bench needlessly. So you got two people here, and then this. Why? You would argue, and it's even slanted so they can't actually like lay on it. You could argue it so it's, oh, so you can lean against it instead of sitting. Why would you ever want to lean instead of sit? It's no flash photography, no eating or drinking, no sitting or sleeping. Please do not touch artworks. Pour on water. London's burning. Monument Street, London. Marshall, City of London. Ah, interesting. I don't see what's so bad about this. This one isn't that bad. It'd be a little bit uncomfortable because of these divots, but they're not that bad. This one's pretty bad. Oh my lord, this one is awful. Where's this one? Leslie Jones Architecture, Salmon Harvester Property, Worcester City Council, Cathedral Systems in Worcester. I believe that these are supposed to be like it's based in London, so they're all sort of London inspired. This one's probably the best one of them all, because you can still lay on it, it's just a little uncomfortable. You can even like just curl up in one of those. Area Street Furniture, unknown. Reference based on images from their website. Area declined to give location information of products sold. Good God, I'm trying not to swear, because these are awful. They've reversed the chair so you slide back into it, but they've raised the back so you can't just rest against it, you just fall out. Yeah, these are hostile architecture. Ah, these are disgusting, especially this middle one. This one's not even a bench! This one just isn't even a bench! What the hell is that? Is it on a... It's not even on like a pivot, it's just... What's the point of this? It's in Brooklyn? 50 variations, some are permanent and some temporary installations. These three were the... Oh my god, these three were original... That's the wrong where. It's were, not where. These three were originally on display for a year in New York alongside 13 others. Those 16... That's, again, wrong where. Sorry, wrong were. It's W-E-R-E. Not W-E-R-E and not W-H-E-R-E. Sorry, it's wrong and it's messing me up. Those 16 were then brought and shipped across the world to the UK, Denmark, China, and Belgium. Why would anyone use these? Not all are as extreme as the ones on display. Some look more comfortable to lay on than your average bench. I mean, yeah, I could see myself laying on that one, like right there or right on the other side. These 5 variations are featured around the South Bank Center. Oh hey, and if you're interested, you can get more information to that QR code. God, this is disgusting. Blame. A public bench appears overnight with no evidence of who has contracted to install it, no trace of who manufactured it or who provided raw materials. Nothing about who designed it, nor the landscapers that planned out its placement, or which architecture team they were directed by. It is often unclear who even owns the land, if it's private or government funded, and who commissioned the redevelopment in the first place. At no point can we pluck out a single name and point our fingers. It's true. Calling out those involved in the production of these monuments is not an attempt at blaming or to inspire direct approach/action. Crediting the work is a reminder that actual people had a role to play in the creation of these objects. These monuments exist as a result of a series of choices from a long line of individuals. While most often we cannot speak to the intent of the choices made, we can see the impact of them. We can recognize that individuals unknown to us are making decisions about how we use our public spaces. These few unknown individuals are defining what public means for all of us. It's true. Oh, music. God, look at these. These are in a horrible state. Oh, it's ugly. They're so uncomfortable. What's even the point of that? Why is that there? God. There's one bit of, like, backrest. Why is it wavy? Is it King's Cross? What, do you want to raise up so you don't have to sit with the heathens on the same level? What the hell? Yeah, that's so low, it's not even an armrest. And the funny thing is, you'll notice in every single one of these pictures, not only is there no people, but nobody is sitting in these. Nobody wants to sit on these. It's almost like they're deliberately created so that you don't want to be in public, so that you don't want to sit in public. I don't understand why. Granted, I know that it is... Oh, hey. Now playing When the Sun Shines on Wigton by Bongo Mike and Extremely Frank Jeremy. From their album Away from Tube Trains, released online by 33 Jazz. Okay. Yeah, so this was something I researched in high school, late high school, was I already forgot the word. Exclusionary design, and it extends every way you can think. Anywhere that you go in public, you will find stuff like this. If you've ever seen things with bumps on it for no reason, it's so that people don't lay there or sit there for too long. If you've ever seen random things in the middle of a semi-crowded place, it's so that people don't sit there for too long or lay there for too long, because they don't want people in front of businesses or in certain places, because they'd rather have the quote-unquote aesthetic of it looking clean and nice, when in reality it ends up looking dystopian when there's nobody around to use these things quote-unquote made for the public. Nobody wants to use them because they feel awful to use. And more often than not, they're just made to push out homeless people, to push them underneath bridges and into unsafe spaces, to get them out of the public eye so that the city looks better and cleaner than it actually, and it is most often in cities, so that it looks better and cleaner than it actually is. And it's so disgusting and it's wrong. It shouldn't exist, but it does. And even now they've got these same things in place under bridges and in these other places where these homeless people go, because they don't want them there either. People are noticing that and taking note and talking about it. So they put them there to get them out of there, get them out of those bridges, out of those unsafe places, and give them literally nowhere to live, nowhere to be, so that you can't exist in public. It's very dystopian. I wonder if this is ever going to end, because it doesn't look like it will. There's nowhere else to go. Yeah, there's nowhere else to go. I've looked up. It's really well modeled in here. It's like that the frame rate is so low. Alright. Well, this is a short one, and not really the topic I thought would be discussed, but it is important. It is one of those things that it's a silent killer. It is something, it does kill. These designs push homeless people. I'm saying homeless people because it's very broad, very general, but it is also true. It does affect homeless people the most. It pushes homeless people to go into unsafe places and end up dying to the elements, dying because of one reason or another, dying because they get hit by cars. And it'll never be reported or changed because it's exactly what these city planners want. They want them gone to make their city look better. And the only thing we can do as people is to recognize this and point it out. And instead of striking and going on, what's it called? Not a riot, what's the other one? A protest about random crap nobody actually cares about except a very small group. We should be coming together as huge swaths of people to stand against anti-human design, which is what this is. It's not anti-consumer, anti-left, right, anti-bloody this group, this race, that gender. It's not about that. It's anti-human. So instead of fighting each other, which is what they want, we should be fighting the common enemy of those who are trying to stop humans from existing in the place we belong. I'm not trying to push a narrative or try and get people on like a riot campaign or get people stirred up and angry. It's just something I want to express is a problem and does exist, and let you know that it's a thing and you should be aware of it. Now that you are aware of it, I'm sure you'll notice out and about in public. You'll see a chair or a bench that has weird placements and go, ah, it's so a homeless person can't sleep there, or so that we don't loiter there for too long. And the more we notice this, the more we can organize a way, try to find a way to fight back against this, because it's done right under our noses without any way to combat it, because it goes right under everybody. Don't need to make laws about something that nobody knows is a problem. Don't need to make a law about something that is being lobbied for. Anyway, this was a very interesting, I think, eye-opening little, I wouldn't really call it a game, it's more like an experience. And I think it's valuable. I think if you take anything away from it, it's this stuff happens and affects real people, and you might think there's nothing you can do, but there is always someone out there fighting this sort of thing. So I urge you to go online and do a little bit of digging into your local area to see if there is any sort of pushback or community or petition or something to push back against these things and do better by your community. I can't put anything in the description of the comments for something like that. It's just something I can push you to do, and I hope you do, because it's the only way we can protect ourselves as people. This is going to be in the description and in the pinned comment, the link to the itch page, as always. Props to the developer that made this. Very eye-opening and very interesting to think about. I'm not a huge fan of the really weird aspect ratio. I'm probably going to crop that out because I don't like it. But yeah, it's very interesting, and honestly, I hope this developer does more stuff like this, but sort of ties it into a narrative or actually make a game out of it, if that makes sense. Because while it is an interesting topic to talk about, it's not going to hook many people, and not many people are actually going to buy into it because it's not that interesting of a thing. They're going to load into it, realize there's nothing to do, and then quit out of it. So the best way to do something like this is to make it engaging while trying to tell the story you want to tell. That's going to be about it for me. And this, I'm probably not going to do many sort of videos like this or games like this. It's not really something I like to do. I don't like to get... I wouldn't even say this is political, but I don't like being political. It's something I would prefer to keep off my channel, but it is something that is important, and it's small, and it's something that affects all of us. I don't think anyone is going to be butthurt over this, but let me know what you think in the comments. If this piqued your interest at all, leave a like in the comments. If you're new to the channel, we don't normally do this sort of content. We normally just do more fun things, but consider subscribing nonetheless. We upload daily around here. Or you can join the Discord down in the description and spark up a conversation about this in there. Or you can just, you know, have a say in what we do around here. This is really interesting, and I hope it provoked some thought within you. And I thank you very much for your patronage.